Hello everyone, this is EndoT800. Today I'm going to go ahead and show the Neca 1/4 scale Predator. This is the original release that I did a while back. I did do some footage of him back then, but it's poor quality and there was no audio commentary, so I'm going to go ahead and replace that video with this one. And then after the video, I'll go ahead and show you the hose removal demonstration, and then also the laser cannon as well too, along with some of the lighting effects that he has on his wrist computer, and a little bit more dimmer light conditions, because then you can see it a little bit better. But I'm just gonna go ahead and point out some of the things and some of the enhancements that I did to this guy. So why don't we get started with the biomask itself? So originally when this figure came out, there was a pretty large gap between the eyes, and then an ugly seam running across the top. So those were one of the first things I kind of took care of as well. I did also enhance the eyes with mesh screening and reflective lenses. And then also added the LED lasers that you see there. Those are just that's just fiber optic lines that I use with an LED. The Jungle Demon conversion that I did actually uses an actual laser, but this is just standard LED lighting along with fiber optic lines as well too. Let me take this thing off the tripod here, and then we'll get a better look at them up close. So what I do with these guys too is usually with the armor itself too, I go through and weather it a bit, and depending on the lighting conditions. So under certain conditions, you'll see the armor look slightly different depending how the light hits it, and it does change based on those light conditions. And it just kind of get a little bit more enhanced look depending which way you're looking at them. So I carry that throughout the whole body. And then also on the dreadlocks, I relax them a bit, give them a little bit more shape, so it looks a little bit more natural. Here's on the chest plate, you can see some of the blast damage and some of the heat damage that I do as well. And like I said, that does change color depending on how the light hits it. Now, being that this was the original release, there was no electronics with this version, so I ended up creating this and adding that little pulsing light effect to the wrist computer here. And I think later versions they did incorporate something to this effect, but yeah, originally didn't have it. Now I have the closed mouth version, and I did the open lid with that one, so this one I left it as a closed one, because I was going to do it on the other one, so I didn't want them both to be identical. And then it didn't come with any type of trophy skull, and that's the one that I created for it. So the original paint app, yeah, it was okay, but I didn't really like it, so I went and redid it, and I think it looks a little bit more enhanced now than it was originally. Also on the base itself, it was a little bit more plainer, and so I did added a little bit more mossy effects to the base itself. Those are real wood trunks that I repaint. There's some of the water effect thing that I did way back then, and then the trophy skulls as well too. You can see here I added some damage to his leg here, but that was on the original paint app that I did as well too. Just to give him a little bit more subtle detail. So I added a little bit of extra foliage to the base itself, just to give it a little bit more density. And just like I said, for originally when I did it, it did a little bit more plain, which was fine, but I wanted to kind of enhance a little bit more than what it was before. So this figure, when it first came out, it was good right out of the box, but yeah, it was hiding a lot of potential, and I definitely seen it when I applied the primer to this guy. And you can see now on all the body itself, all the enhancements that I did to it. And the netting that came originally was not to my liking, so I ended up replacing that. So he's been re-netted completely. I did add the quills to him as well too. The arms, And the legs have real leather straps that I also incorporated. The paint process is about 7 to 8 layers, and that's how you end up with these skin tones like this. And I think it gives it a lot more depth to the body itself too when you do layer it like that. He has his trophy spine as well too, which I repainted, and that's held on with leather rope as well, along with the smaller skulls that he has across his chest. You can see here the dreadlocks and the back of his armor. And yeah, like I said, right out of the box, this guy looked really, really good. But I knew, like with any figure, there could be improvements to be made. And once he did those, it definitely brought out all the best features of this guy here. So yeah, so this is him. So like I said, at the end of the video, I'll show you some of the other things as well too. So if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. All right, thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, so I got a little bit dimmer in here. Still not as dark as I would like, but it's good enough to just show you the laser cannon firing. So this is how it looks. Like I said, it gets brighter in even darker conditions than this, but it's still pretty bright for this type of lighting. But in full darkness, yeah, this thing is really bright and it looks good when you getting that effect. And then you can see the lights, how much brighter they are on the biomask, and then also on the wrist computer here you can see the a little bit more details and how the lights work here. So there's the pulsing light that you see flashing in there, and yeah, in darker, and I think that I tried the camera in the dark conditions, and yeah, it just won't film properly. So, but still, you can see the more the enhanced lighting effects in the dark here. And then I didn't demonstrate I forgot to do the hoses for you guys, so I'm going to shoot a quick footage of that, and then that should wrap up the video after this in here. But yeah, I just wanted to just show you guys these in a little bit dimmer light, how the electronics look. So, all right, thanks. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate the hose removals real quick, and then that should do it for the video. Okay, so I'm going to show you quickly the hoses, how they're removed from his biomask. So essentially you just get them here, pull, and then that releases that one, and then the one on the bottom, you just pull that, and then that releases that one. And it's supposed to mimic that scene where he's coming out of the water and he's about to fight Arnold. And if you watch the scene on there, that's how it ends up looking, his biomask after he removes his hose assembly. And then to reattach them, just get this, and it'll snap back in there. And then the lower one is supposed to mimic the air hose that he does, and then that pops back in as well too. But yeah, that's the hoses, just to give it a little bit more added details to it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick as well too. So